So, we're all starting to get the hang of talking with AI, right? Asking it to help with an email or explain something tricky. But what if I told you there's a way to go way beyond those simple questions? That's what we're diving into today, how to truly master your AI conversations using a powerful technique called prompt patterns.
Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. You ask an AI for a simple, straightforward explanation of something, and what you get back is just weird. I mean, it's not technically wrong, but it's completely useless for what you actually needed. It's so frustrating. It feels like you're speaking two totally different languages.
And this isn't just a random fluke, there's actually a name for it: the AI misunderstanding problem. The thing is, an AI is an amazing tool, but it doesn't have our intuition. It can't read between the lines. It relies 100% on the instructions we give it to figure out what we're really after. So the fix isn't just asking again with slightly different words and hoping for the best. No, the real solution is an actual skill, a whole new discipline called prompt engineering. This is literally the art and science of designing the perfect instructions to guide an AI to the exact result you want, every single time. So how in the world do you engineer a prompt? Well, you use patterns. And here's the best way to think about it. You're basically programming, but you're programming with words. You don't need to learn Python or some other complex code. You're using plain English to shape the AI's behavior. And just like with coding, there are best practices. The core idea here is the prompt pattern. So what is it? It's basically a reusable recipe for solving a common problem you might have with an AI. Think of it less like a one-off trick and more like a dependable template you can pull out of your pocket whenever you need it. And this isn't just some made-up concept. Researchers draw a direct line from prompt patterns to a really established idea in computer science: software design patterns. For decades, developers have used these blueprints to solve common problems efficiently. Well, prompt patterns do the exact same thing, just for our conversations with AI. It gives us a structured, reliable way to get what we want. Okay, let's dive into a fantastic example to see how this works in practice. What if you want the AI to make a picture for you? I mean, these language models, they're built for words, right? They can't just draw something. Or can they? Turns out, with the right pattern, we can turn the AI into a translator for a different tool that can. It's called the visualization generator pattern, and it's this really clever three-step process. First, you give the AI a very specific patterned prompt. Second, and this is the genius part, the AI doesn't even try to draw. Instead, it just writes out a text description, basically a prompt for another specialized AI. And third, you take that text, feed it to the other tool, and that's when you get your final image. And check this out. This is the actual prompt from the research. You see how smart this is? You're not just saying draw a picture. You're telling the AI how to help you. You're giving it options. It says you can create a structured diagram with a tool like GraphViz, or you can create an artistic DALL-E prompt. You're turning the AI into your creative assistant. So let's say you told it to visualize a rainy city. Because it understands the pattern, it wouldn't just describe the scene back to you in words. It would generate something like this: a perfect, ready-to-go prompt for an image generator. It's translated your idea into a language that another machine can understand perfectly. Then you just plug that text into the image generator, and the final result is, wow. You get the stunning, cinematic visual you were picturing all along. By using a simple pattern, we've totally smashed through the AI's limitations and pushed it from the world of text right into the world of visuals. That was a pretty mind-blowing example, right? But prompt patterns don't have to be super complicated to be incredibly powerful. Let's look at another one that's super simple and useful: giving the AI a persona. The persona pattern is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You tell the AI to act as a specific character. So instead of just asking a question, you say, "You are an expert cybersecurity analyst. Explain this to me." Or act as a skeptical journalist and find the flaws in this argument. This simple instruction immediately sets the tone, the style, and the knowledge base. And believe me, it makes a night and day difference in the quality of the answer. So we've seen a couple of cool examples. But the main thing to remember is that these aren't just a few isolated tricks. They're all part of a much bigger, organized system. Researchers are actually building out what they call a prompt pattern catalog. And what's really powerful is the organization. These patterns are all sorted into categories based on what they do. You've got patterns for output customization, like the persona pattern we just saw. There are patterns for prompt improvement, which help you ask better questions in the first place.
and even patterns for context control to manage what information the AI is using. It's a whole toolkit at your fingertips. And this is where it gets really fun. These patterns are like Legos. You can click them together to build something even more powerful. You could use the persona pattern with the visualization generator. Something like act as a fantasy author and generate a DALL-E prompt for a hidden elven city. The power to combine them is where things get truly exciting. So let's zoom out. Why does all of this really matter? What does it mean for how all of us are going to be working with AI from now on? Here's the most important takeaway. Prompt patterns elevate our entire relationship with AI. We stop being just casual users asking random questions, and we become architects of instruction. We're not just having a conversation anymore. We're in a structured, reliable collaboration where we're the ones in control of the final outcome.
The research is pretty clear. Prompts are becoming a new kind of code, and these patterns are the design principles for writing it. This is a skill that's going to become absolutely vital. Which really just leaves us with one final exciting question to think about. If prompts really are the new code, what will you build?